Hello, fellow compatriots. This is your host, Triple here, and today we're taking a look at Kapura. As a member of the Takara Guard, Kapura was considered by some in Takara to be slow, but Vakama had great confidence in him and appointed him to stand at his left side. Through the Taraga's wisdom and much practice, Kapura learned the secret art of traveling very quickly by moving very slowly and concentrating on the place where he wanted to go. He was part of the Rahi hunting party which accidentally captured Toatahu, making him one of the first matoran to know of the arrival of the Toamata. Kapura was also the first member of the Chronicler's Company. He traveled with the Kua as he recruited members and to Kininui, which they then defended against Rahi until the Rahi began emerging in great numbers, threatening the company's defeat until military forces from the villages came to their aid. Well, that is the backstory of Kapura during his time in the island of Matanui. Now, without further ado, let's go straight into articulation and functions. Now, to begin, before we go too deeply into articulation and functions, I first want to go ahead and talk about how high he is. He stands about 4 1/4 inches. Oh, actually, 4 1/8 inches tall. And the centimeter measurement will be right up in the corner. Alright, so obviously, ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint here. He has a waist articulation as well, which can be also activated by a gear here. So that's one function, similar to the 2003 Matoran. The arms are on ball joints, so you get a lot of expression out of it. There's not too much tilt, but that's not so much of an issue. The wrists are on a swivel, and he has articulated fingers to both grab onto the disc or any other items that you so choose. As for the head, it has no upward movement, zero upward movement. He can look left, right, and then you got the tilt. But thanks to the tilt, you can make him look up, similar to how the Matoran and Monog look up in the animations, because they always tilt their heads to the side a little bit whenever they're looking up or talking to one another. So I think it works pretty well in that aspect. Anyways, let's go straight into the other function, which is disc throwing. Yes, that's right. This is an articulated Matoran which can throw the disc. So the only thing you had to do is get the fingers in the right orientation, so like about there probably. You go ahead and slide this notch right over to this axle right in here, and that shall nestle nicely right in there. Now, my recommendation is when throwing, you want to grab right here. That way, the arm does not pop off when you throw it. Now, he did throw it pretty far, so let me go ahead and do that again with the other arm. Simply do that. Slide that. There we go. And yeah, it may bounce, but it's not going to go anywhere. So pinch. Remember how important it is to pinch. And he throws it. And of course, you can tilt the arm up so that he can throw it higher up in the air as well, because you can also do that. And here's the slow-mo of that. Whoa, slow-mo. Okay, so you notice it went pretty far. So, and in that time while you were watching it, I was able to find this because, oh my goodness, that went off camera. So, he has a great throw, very fun to play with. But anyways, let's go straight into size comparisons. Here he is compared to a Toamata. So you get to see how tall he is compared to Totahu. Here he is compared to an ordinary Tahunga build. Whew. Here he is with good guy to Chaz of Chads. He will be your husband. And here is bad guy, and he will kill your husband. And finally, but not least, here he is compared to a Nika build. And it scales pretty well with a Nika build. Very small. Very, very small compared to a Nika build. Just so tiny. He is so tiny. Holly, why do you have to grow so much? Okay. But yeah. That is Kapura. When making this figure, I really want to go ahead and combine the 2001 Matoran build, basically the Mictoran, with the 2003 Matoran. So combining both aspects, but when building it, specifically when it came to the legs, I realized that I could not really use the Tahunga feet all too much due to like the limits of articulation and so forth. I wanted to be a lot more expressive, which is why I kind of opted for a little bit of Metru when it came to the legs as well. So it's combining aspects from at least 3 years of different type of Matoran builds and integrating it into one solid cohesive build. But other than that, like, everything is pretty solid. It's fun to build. The disc throws extremely far. And the overall build is very emotive. But anyways, this is your host, Trippyshine here. And if you want to go ahead and follow me in any forms of social media, be sure to go down to the description down below. And hey, if you like this video format, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more content, be sure to subscribe. But anyways, this is your host, Trippyshine here, signing off.